Now, to start with, well, the voltage across the resistance is always in phase, the voltage and the current across the resistance is always in phase with each other. You can always write VR as equal to R I naught e to the power I omega t. So this is equal to R I. Okay, so if you take the total voltage drop, what is the total voltage drop? The total voltage drop, if you find out, then, well, that is V. That is equal to IR plus I omega Li minus I 1 by omega C I, isn't it? That is the total voltage drop. And if you just find out V by I, you will see V by I. If you try to calculate V by I, just taking down I, you will see it is equal to R plus I. If you take this as common, omega L minus 1 by omega C. Okay, so this is what you'll find for V by I. Okay, so this factor, okay, we call this as ZE, the electrical impedance of the circuit. So the whole thing is your ZE, as I think most of you know this, electrical impedance of the circuit. Alright, okay. So it is the ratio of the voltage to the current, or the voltage required to produce unit current in the circuit. By definition, what is the electrical impedance of the circuit? It is the ratio of voltage to current, or the voltage required to produce unit current in the circuit. That's how you define. If you draw the vector diagram, if you just draw the vector diagram, then it goes in this manner, as you know. Well, so this is your I XL, which is equal to I omega L, okay, and well, if you call this as 0, then this is your R. All right, so for any impedance, if you draw, if you draw it in the form of a vector like this is your R, and this is your minus I x c, which is equal to minus I 1 by omega c. Okay, so well, here therefore your ZE, the impedance, is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay, this is what you get for the impedance. So if you just, this is how you represent the electrical impedance as a vector, and this is the magnitude of the electrical impedance vector. Okay, so ZE, the magnitude of ZE is, if I put it properly, it is equal to square root of R square plus omega L minus 1 by omega C whole square. Okay, so well, this term XL minus XC is the net electrical reactance of the circuit. Okay, all right. So you can say from here, you can obtain tan phi from here, isn't it? So the phase angle phi, which you came across very often in your electronics classes, the phase angle phi. Okay, the phase angle phi is given by tan of phi. Okay, it is equal to, well, XL minus XC by R. Okay, so if you do this, you will see it is equal to omega L minus 1 by omega C divided by R. Okay, all right. So if omega L is greater than 1 by omega C, it means the reactance due to inductance is greater than the reactance due to capacitance. Phi is positive and the voltage leads the current. If omega L is less than 1 by omega C, the reactance due to inductance is less than the reactance due to capacitance. Phi is negative, the voltage lags the current. Okay, so you see the magnitude, what will be the magnitude of ZE? You see, it depends upon the frequency of the applied voltage, isn't it? So here the magnitude will depend upon the frequency of the applied voltage. So if you have omega L equal to 1 by omega C, okay, the impedance has the minimum value, which is R, isn't it? So when omega L is equal to 1 by omega C, the impedance ZE is minimum. Is that okay? All right. So the impedance is minimum and it is equal to R. This is the minimum impedance. Now we try to map this idea into a mechanical system. We consider a mechanical oscillatory system having mass, we now map this to a mechanical oscillator. Okay, what do we do over here? We consider a mechanical system of mass m, stiffness constant S, damping constant R, which is acted upon by a periodic force. This is an external periodic force. External periodic force F equal to F naught e to the power I omega t. This is conceptually very important. So these are the factors which we already know. Extra thing that comes in now is this one. So the equation of motion will be what? The same equation for a damped vibrator, m d2y dt square plus r dy dt plus sy is equal to f0 e to the power I omega t. So this is the only modification, this one. Apart from the equation that you have from a damped oscillator where the differential equation is equal to 0, this is modified to an extra term f naught e to the power I omega t. Is that okay? Where Sy is the restoring force, this is the restoring force, and this is actually proportional to displacement, and R dy dt is the resistive force directly proportional to the velocity of the oscillator. So now suppose, say, let the displacement y, as we have done before, be equal to a e to the power I omega t. We can do that in this manner. Then what do we get for dy dt? Dy dt is equal to I omega a e to the power I omega t, and d2y dt square. What do we get? This as equal to minus omega square. Just check. A e to the power I omega t. Okay, all right. Now you make substitution. If you make substitution, what do you get? Minus m omega square a e to the power I omega t plus I r omega a e to the power I omega t plus s a e to the power I omega t will be equal to f naught e to the power I omega t. So this is actually equal to f. Okay. So if you take I a omega e to the power I omega t, I think this is okay, as common, what you get is I m omega, please check, plus r minus I s by omega. So this is equal to f. Okay, all right. Now what is I a omega e to the power I omega t? I a omega e to the power I a omega e to the power I omega t is equal to what? Dy dt, that is equal to v, which is the velocity of the oscillator. Okay, so well, let us stop over here right now to start after this. Okay, all right.